India that innovates. India that excites. India that invites. Land of possibility. Teeming with opportunities. Watch India Ideas each Thursday 8 p.m. only on DD India. Hello, good evening and welcome to India Ideas, the show which is all about science and tech, innovation and entrepreneurship. I'm Gautam Roy. Today we're showing and showcasing the rise of India D2C Ayurveda brands. Many of them are leveraging the online mode of selling and modern R&D facilities and techniques to give legacy companies a run for their money. But before we talk about it, let's get you India Ideas this week. India got its 100th unicorn on Monday when neobanking fintech portal Open raised $50 billion in a Series D funding round from IIFL, Singaporean state holding company Temasek, American investment firm Tiger Global and another Indian firm 314 Capital. Union Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal hails the development, saying India hits a century in style. Prime Minister Narendra Modi lauds India's entrepreneurs on Monday, saying the Indian startup ecosystem has grown by leaps and bounds in the past few years at a community event in Berlin during his three-nation Europe visit. Recalls that in 2014, the country had around 400 startups and now there are over 68,000. Many have become unicorns and some have turned into decacorns. Indian startups raised $14.3 billion in funding in the first 4 months of 2022. A report says this is almost a 2x rise compared to $7.33 billion raised by Indian startups during the same period last year. The sharp increase has been led by a slew of funding announcements that have taken place this year so far. Fintech neobanking startup Kaleidofin raises nearly $15 million in a Series B funding round led by the Michael and Susan Dell Foundation. The round also saw participation from Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation's Strategic Investment Fund and other angel investors as well as existing investors. And with those India Ideas this week, it's time now to tell you all about our showcase, Rise of D2C Ayurveda Brands. Well, the online omnichannel approach is working well for Ayurveda. The Ayush segment on the whole has been doing very well in the country with multiple initiatives launched by the central and state governments. The most recent one being the Global Ayush Investment and Innovation Summit in Gandhinagar, which led to over 70 MOUs and investment commitments worth over 9,000 crore rupees. Overall, the Ayush market in the country has crossed the $18 billion mark in 2020, when it used to be less than $3 billion in 2014. The Ayurveda segment is among the fastest growing ones, expected to clock a CAGR of 15.32% from 2021 to 2026. Now, what has contributed to this growth and what can add further to it? Let's talk about it today with our guests. We have with us P.K. Pathak, Special Secretary, Ayush Ministry. We have Ramesh Mangal with us as well, Chairman, Kerala Ayurveda. We have Dr. Sanchit Sharma, Founder and Director, Ayouthveda. And we also have Dr. Amrita Ambedkar, co-founder, Salty Essence. Let's start with you, Mr. Pathak. Tell us, how does India's Ayurveda or traditional medicine segment, or if you consider the entire Ayush sector, find its place in the world, where the global herbal medicine market is estimated to reach $550 billion by 2030?
Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi ji, attended and performed groundbreaking ceremony of WHO Global Center of Traditional Medicine in Jamnagar last month, along with DG WHO, Dr. Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus and Prime Minister Mauritius. This was a watershed moment for the Ayush sector in India. I would like to mention that this is the first global center of traditional medicine and the only global center of traditional medicine in India. And it has immense possibilities for promoting Ayush sector at the international level. This was followed by Global Ayush Investment and Innovation Summit in Gandhinagar, Gujarat, which was also inaugurated by Honorable Prime Minister of India, DG WHO, Dr. Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus, and Prime Minister of Mauritius. During this summit, it was a students, intelligentsia, academia, and industry people. They attended the summit, and a lot of initiatives were taken during the 3-day event. In fact, the diplomats of various countries also attended. Our MOU partners also attended, and it has created an unprecedented interest and investment opportunity for the Ayush sector.
Right. Right. Sounds great. If I could come to you, Ramesh Wangal, Kerala Ayurveda is 2 years older, in fact, than independent India, but relatively speaking, it made its D2C foray very recently. Now, how has that part of the journey been compared to the decades earlier?
Gautam, it's very simple. It's the perfect storm with which Ayurveda can explode globally. In simple terms, the digital revolution has been ongoing for a long time. Over the last 10 years, we have seen technology revolution, about technology-based evolution for all these unicorns. I sincerely believe this is the time for a digital revolution based on a domain. The domain of wellness is a staggering size. It's more than $5 trillion globally, because everybody, you, me included, work for wellness. And if you think about it, along with COVID, there has been a great awareness about the need to go back to nature and unlock its secrets. In many ways, to awaken the healer inside, because all allopathy is doing is basically managing to reduce the symptoms,
Right.
and giving the body a chance to repair itself. So, in this case, my personal conviction to Ayurveda, because it healed me, and I'm a lot older than most of you, as a consequence, when it healed me and I stopped taking allopathy for the last 15 years, it slowly come to my mind that we have a perfect opportunity with the digital revolution. So we've set up a very significant academy in the United States for the last 7-8 years.
Okay.
And this has got about 50,000 followers, and we've got 3,000 graduates. These graduates are practitioners to doctors who have done more than anywhere from 700 hours of formal education to 5,000. So we have the, if you like, the ambassadors, the barefoot ambassadors going out, and we are supporting them. Finally, in simple terms, Prime Minister Modi was able to recover some of the lost heritage of yoga. But its time is now with Ayurveda. But the crucial point is, in Ayurveda, we've got to be authentic. And in that sense, I come from an ancient tradition. I am not a part of Kerala Ayurveda, but our Kerala Ayurveda tradition is the unbroken tradition of Ayurveda in India, because Kerala was never invaded. So we have captured much of this, and we are trying to take this particular globally through a very extensive push. Today, I would say, though an old company, we have seen explosive growth in our digital, and I think we are about 35-40% of our business is digital. And we think that our practitioners will explode this globally, because you're all certified not only in India, but in California and elsewhere.
Certainly, that is the way to go. Dr. Sanchit Sharma, you have a PhD in the field of pharmacy and natural products chemistry and pharmacogenesis as well, and say that you're running India's fastest growing Ayurvedic personal care brand. What do you think has contributed most to the growth of your company, which launched during the pandemic in 2020?
Yeah, I guess the most scientific approach is the most technical way of taking Ayurveda ahead. And basically, the modern age, people are wanting to have a more scientific approach and a more modern approach, because we have a traditional approach of Ayurveda where ancient rituals are being followed, but at the same time, the modern era wants to know about it in a modern way, in a scientific way. So I in my PhD have developed different products which are science based, because I've done my PhD from phytochemistry and from Jami Hamdard, and I have collaborated this phytochemistry along with Ayurveda, so we can have a good pharmacological action. We have seen a lot of beauty care brands in the market are there, but the results which are missing, I guess, because they are not efficacious, because we are claiming to be herbal. A lot of brands are coming up with the natural tag and everything, but are they having that kind of results? So basically, very scientific backed products are required in the market, and we have been developing these products, and I took around 7 to 8 years to develop these kind of products which are result driven. At the
Okay.
same time, they are providing that kind of efficacy, because when we are talking about Ayurveda, but efficacy and science is required to take Ayurveda ahead. And it is when way back in 2016, our Honorable Prime Minister had launched Ministry of Ayush. That was a major step, I think, in this to take that legacy ahead. And now it is up to us, the researchers, the manufacturers, the entrepreneurs, and Ayurvedic doctors, that we take it ahead in a scientific manner. And in the same continuation, All India Institute of Ayurveda in Delhi is also doing a lot of research work, and all over the country a lot
Right.
of research is going on, and I think this is the only way to take Ayurveda ahead. And we have got a lot of queries from many countries who are wanting Ayurveda based products in their countries, and there also a lot of pacts are being signed, MOUs are being signed between the Ministry of Ayush and different
Yes.
countries. So I'm very confident that the PM Modi has taken a right step, and it is going in the right direction, Ministry of Ayush. So we would like to thank the Prime Minister for this.
Great. Now, Dr. Merkar, tell us about salty essence as well. You know, bath salts seem to be a very niche luxury segment. Do you feel it's the right fit for a market like India, or are you also targeting other markets? And yours is perhaps the most youngest company that we have as far as our panel is concerned. Just started business in 2021. Dr. Amrita Ambedkar, can you hear me?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Go ahead.
As everyone knows, Himalayan pink salt very nicely works on human body. It has 84 minerals, so it works nicely on human body. So we thought ki, we have to do work on salty essence as bath salt. So bath salt relax your body. It cleans your pants and works on human tendencies, depression level. So I done my expertise on salt therapy. So we thought ki we launch this product and have lot of demand on it.
Yes, go ahead.
Hello.
All right. Now, if I could come to you again, Mr. Pathak, tell us about the government's strategy through different policy measures and initiatives to grow India's Ayurveda market both at home and abroad. The establishment you mentioned of the WHO Global Center for Traditional Medicine here in India is quite a feather in the cap in the first place.
Gautam, I would like to mention that Ministry has taken a number of initiatives to promote ease of doing business as well as reduction in compliance burdens. First of all, Ministry is laying emphasis on the scientific validation of various aspects of Ayush. Honorable Prime Minister has mentioned in Mann Ki Baat and addressed to the nation many times that scientifically validation of Ayush system of medicine is very important, and in that direction we have taken a number of initiatives. During COVID time, we have carried out scientific research at 140 research activities we have carried out, which are following all the procedures of scientific research activity, like selection of sample size, formulation of protocols, then clinical trials. Then we worked out these research activities in collaboration of Department of Biotechnology, Department of Science and Technology, CSIR, All India Institute of Medical Sciences. It was a collaborative research,
Right.
and its publications were published in various peer-reviewed journal also. Then we have laid emphasis on the standardization of various drugs also. We have taken various initiatives. Then we have at international level also, we have signed MOU with various countries for taking it forward. One MOU I would like to mention that we have signed MOU with London School of Health and Tropical Medicine for the scientific validation of ashwagandha, and
Okay.
it was approved by the Federal Authority of United Kingdom. So these are some initiatives we have taken for the promotion of Ayush sector.
And the PM also spoke about the Ayush Mark and Ayush Visa as well in
Yes.
Gandhinagar.
Yes. Ayush Park also, he mentioned about Ayush Park, Ayush Visa for the promotion of medical value travel to India, and as well as Ayush Mark also. For the promotion of that, we are also working along with BIS and ISO for making standardization of Ayush drugs. And similar measures we have taken, and we are in future also will be taking those measures for the standardization of the system.
Okay, Ramesh Vagal, tell us what you make of these steps and what has your experience been so far in your attempts to expand your market both at home and abroad. What has worked and what hasn't, and how has the government's initiatives helped in the entire endeavor?
Well, in simple terms, Ayurveda must be proven to work. It's three principles: safety, purity, and efficacy. So for now, we've conducted a number of trials, both clinical and in vivo trials. We have about 1 or 2 US patents, global patents, including India, for metabolism and for inflammation. So I believe that Ayurveda is absolute. Yes, it can come in through initially an appeal to your beauty or wellness. I mean, let's say your hair fall, but at its core, inner beauty, inner wellness results in external beauty. So we are absolutely believe that the authentic Ayurveda carried out well has enormous power. So what we've done is first we worked towards standardizing, and we started this a number of years. We have about 300 monographs
Yes.
that we have worked on, and we have actually tried to identify what part of the herb and what is the formulation. Personally, it's been a great interest to me to go back into the Sanskrit shlokas, and somewhere in my past I have some Sanskrit, so it was an exciting discovery. Though I've been I did in many ways. I was the founder of Pepsi in India, and that Yahi Hai Right Choice Baby, as
Okay.
some of you older people may remember. But today, I really believe Ayurveda is that. What is our learning? Our learning is, how do we connect with the youngsters? How do we connect with the users of the digital world, which is initially, it's the young people. So you've got to make it exciting. So in that sense, we've brought out a number of products. For example, we have a product launching called Sparkle, which is an effervescent Ayurvedic tablet to liven up your day with amla or turmeric or whatever. But
Right.
as you get into Ayurveda, you're going to seek solutions to recover your balance, your natural prakriti, because at the end of the day, Ayurveda's key is we help restore balance. And when you are balanced, the body and the mind together heals itself.
Okay. And Dr. Sharma, if I could come to you and ask you, how well do you think Indian D2C Ayurveda companies geared up to take on the challenge from the other formidable players from China, Japan and many other countries where traditional or herbal medicines and wellness are concerned?
I guess India is well prepared now, and a lot of D2C brands are now coming up, and the most innovative ones will go the long way, because China has being a very skilled country. We have a very tough challenge from China, definitely. but there are a lot of hopes from India because we have rich flora and fauna over here in India. And the D2C brands in Ayurveda, like we have seen that turmeric latte has been very successful. Even in the USA market, it has been very well accepted. And also superfoods like moringa, which was not so popular earlier, is very much popular now because people are adding moringa into their shakes, into their smoothies. So the West people are understanding this concept. But as everyone said that because it's a restoration, because Ayurveda is totally on a restoration based mechanism. So I think definitely Ayurveda has a very huge scope now, and the D2C brands are very well aware about that, and a lot of brands are trying to enter into the Ayurveda segment. But I think people who have the tradition, who have the backing, and who have the research and innovation, they are going to definitely do well into this. And as we have seen, that consumers are also changing their mindset now because they're more inclined towards Ayurveda now post COVID. So I have no doubt that the brands are going to do well, but we have to hit the right mark. As we have seen that after COVID, we have a lot of hair fall issues were there. So we at Ayouthveda, at AML, we developed anti-hair fall tonic, which is for hair fall, and that is doing really well in the market. So we have to hit the right marks, right spots, and with the science backing, I think definitely we are very well ready to be stalwart in the world.
Okay. Dr. Bedkar, when claims of therapeutic benefits are made, if people use products like bath salts, your company's product, what kind of scientific or empirical evidence are they backed with, or is that even required for marketing such products which are also experiential in nature?
Hello.
Yes, go ahead.
There is some network issue. Just.
We can hear you. Go ahead.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. Hello.
Were you able to hear my question?
Hello. No, please.
Well, I asked you in terms of product like yours where therapeutic benefits are claimed. How can one look for scientific or empirical evidence? It should be backed by that, or is even scientific evidence or empirical evidence, is it even required? Because a product like yours is very experiential in nature.
Today's life, everyone is suffering from stress and depressions. So salt therapy, when we do the salt therapy or bath salt, when we take the bath salt, we feel immediate relaxation, immediate detoxification. Bath salts release your tension, depression, calm, you give calmness, best, it is the best antiseptic. It works on blood pressure problems, and it's arthritis, joint pains. So it's scientifically proved and approved as bath salts is work nicely on human body.
All right. Okay. You say that it's scientifically proven, and I'm sure once we get that Ayush mark, that will also be put across quite well. Mr. Pathak, competition in traditional medicine and wellness is high when it comes to the global level. Even at home, small players find it difficult to compete with the larger legacy companies. But do you feel that this conventional understanding of the market has now been disrupted due to this D2C mode, where companies only get to sell their products to customers if they engage with them, earn their trust and appreciation?
Pradham, I am very confident that Ayush sector has people are showing great interest in the Ayush sector, especially they got huge benefit during the COVID time, and we are taking a number of measures, like we have constituted our National Commission of Indian System of Medicine, National Commission of Homeopathy, to regulate and properly regulation of standards research activities, education and practice. Then second thing, we are laying great emphasis on the scientific research activities. We have our 4 dedicated research organizations: Central Council for Research in Ayurvedic Sciences, Central Council for Research in Siddha, Central Council for Research in Homeopathy, and Central Council for Research in Unani Medicine.
Okay.
They are dedicated units and they are working very hard for scientific validation of all system of medicine. In fact, we are having Ayush research portal on which around 30,000 research publications are available, are loaded there, and people can see system-wise, disease-wise, what are our publications are there. And second thing I would like to mention that Ministry of Ayush, which was created in 2014 as a separate ministry, it has also taken a number of measures for the digitalization of various activities.
Right.
We have created Ayush Grid, where we are integrated with the digitalization efforts of the government of India, and a number of initiatives like Ayush Hospital Management Information System and other activities. We have e-Charak portal, we are having e-Aushadhi portal, e-National Ayush Mission portal. So all those things, it is going, digitalization is going in a big way.
Right. And that will, of course, further accelerate this expansion that we're seeing in the market. Ramesh Mangal, tell us how technology and innovation have helped you where engaging with customers is concerned. How critical is it to your business?
It's become absolutely critical. You see, we see about 100,000 patients. In India, we have 400 products. Overseas, it's 174 in the US. But there's one belief that the Vaidya is the king. You have to have customized care. It isn't like allopathy or nutraceuticals where something fits all. So we are trying to give an integrated spectrum of knowledge dissemination, education, products and services bound together by a Vaidya. And I believe that, we've got a lot of research done because I needed to be convinced. I'm an IIT graduate. I wanted to go deep, so I spent a long time and a lot of money. And we have 2 US patents to boot.
Okay.
So we're completely convinced that our products are safe. The next step is to say, how do I communicate to a modern audience? A modern youngster might go across because he wants something to stop hair fall. But at the same time, he's leaning over a consumer and he has cervical pain. What can I help him with? He has blue light radiation. What can I do for that? So we have actually got into the digital mode in order to be able to provide personalization. We've got a telemedicine app, which is called the Kalpam app or the Kerala Ayurveda partnership model. And we have about 500 doctors registered. And in the US, for example, I have 3,000 graduates. These 3,000 graduates are being enabled and we are putting in a lot of effort. The only learning I can tell you is we need to understand a lot more about social media.
Okay.
How to capture an Instagram, how to capture the entire basis of all of the different social media platforms. What I've got to do, I'm an old guy, but my interest is to be able to have a startup mentality empowered by the digital platform. And
Certainly.
I believe this is the best way by which we can capture the world and deliver Mr. Modi's dream to ensure that Ayurveda restores ancient India to its rightful glory. And alongside, though yoga is huge, yoga today is the largest single exercise other than running.
Yes.
But we've got to recapture that heritage.
Oh, definitely. I mean, the next International Day of Yoga is also coming up next month itself on the 21st of June. That's when, the days start to get shorter as well. But the sun for Ayurveda keeps rising and rising, and let's hope that, Ayurveda going cutting edge in every sense of the word really helps that journey along. Thank you so much for joining us to talk about it this evening. And that's all we have at the moment in this edition of India Ideas, but all the latest will continue right here on DD India, and keep tuning into India Ideas to talk about what is taking India ahead, thinking about the future with ideas for the future.